Today, we're circling back to a quote by Brené Brown. Crazy busy is a great way to stay numb. What a lot of us do is that we stay so busy and so out in front of our life that the truth of how we are feeling can't catch up. We ask the question of why might we do this? And what can we do to become more connected to ourselves? If we don't pay attention to ourselves, who suffers? We do. Our kids, because we teach them that emotions are not expressed and don't matter. Our friends, our spouses, and really any relationship, because we can't have an emotional depth or intimacy with someone if we don't know ourselves. I have a lot of clients who avoid almost any negative emotion. They have a really small window of tolerance for negative emotions. Feelings like disappointment, rejection, sadness, anger, anxiety, loneliness, alienation, abandonment, just to name a few. This leads to a disconnection from yourself. You can't avoid some feelings and not all. You can't avoid your thoughts. They just sit there and build and build and build until one day you blow.
It sounds like a lot of people are productively avoidant. Welcome to FitMind Chats. Get comfortable. Join us in our virtual office and get ready to gain insight into motivation that drives behaviors you don't understand. I'm Abby Smedia, independently licensed clinical counselor.
And I'm Sarah Dellavella, a licensed independent social worker. We're the owners of FitMind Cleveland, a mental health private practice in Cleveland, Ohio, with grounded therapists that are approachable and meet you where you are at in life, a place where you see your strength and grow your greatness.
Okay, do any of these sound familiar? When someone says, I thrive under pressure.
What they mean is...
I panic when things are calm.
Correct. Chaos feels like home.
That's my home. That's
where I live.
I nestle in there.
I just get real comfy and cozy in chaos.
Oh, 100%. I feel
quiet
like...
scares the shit.
Yeah, quiet
right?
is scary. Quiet is scary. So I feel like when people say I thrive on being pushed and busy, that translates into I'm not comfortable sitting with stillness.
Totally. Not sure how regulated the nervous system is, right?
Ever.
Doesn't that make you think as a therapist?
Right.
How regulated is your nervous system?
Those people will also say deep breathing doesn't work.
Typically, they're like, oh, please don't tell me to breathe.
Yeah.
Please don't tell me to meditate. Ew.
Yeah. Right? I just sit with silence and sit with being uncomfortable, being silent. But you know what? Like in yoga, teacher training, like the whole idea was like sitting with being uncomfortable, being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Yes.
So when you're in these poses, it's not all about how you feel or look. It's more about like, wow, this is uncomfortable and I'm sitting with it. It translates to life all the time.
And I've been to your yoga classes, so I know that you are like, breathe through it.
Oh, breathe through it.
Breathe through it.
I was one of those people that did not like to deep breathe, and I would argue and debate like it's a dumb intervention. I'm not using it. And then the science behind it is it's physically impossible to be upset when you're deep breathing. And I feel people get real kind of argumentative about that because they'll stop and then it starts revving back up. You got to go back in. And it might take you 10, 12 minutes to like, but it will happen for you. And I feel like that's the biggest learning curve.
You cannot be both panicked and calm at the same time. There's a lot of emotional states you can have. You can carry space for both of. That is not one of them.
Not.
Your nervous system is either in a sympathetic nervous system response, which is fight or flight, or it's parasympathetic, which is like what you feel right before you fall asleep, which is calm.
100%.
So
that true story.
True. All right. What about your next one?
Oh, this is me to a T.
There it is.
I'm a big into self-care. I love self-care. I prioritize it. However, when I schedule it, sometimes I get frantic because then I'll schedule stuff in between. I'll go to yoga, then I'll have a massage scheduled, and then I'm like, oh, I'll do grocery shopping in the middle of all this. So I'm driving like a bat out of hell because I was in the grocery line too long to get to my massage, and I've defeated the purpose of the yoga before and the massage after. So it takes me 30 minutes to like get out of my flight mode.
Yeah, absolutely. So sometimes we overschedule ourselves, including our self-care, so that we're panicked while trying to care for ourselves.
Because it would be more comfortable to be panicked driving there than sitting in the waiting room for 15 minutes waiting for my massage.
Yeah, because why not get that one last errand done?
Right.
For you.
Buying the cheese is more important than, like
why
sitting and
slow down?
relaxing. If I'm sitting and relaxing, then I have to think, and then I have feelings, and that's what I'm trying to avoid. However, I'm self-caring myself to death, but...
Yes,
not
which
really
is actually, it's like, it's counterproductive.
100%. 100% it is.
Yep. That makes sense. So another one might be, okay, this is for anyone who's listening. If you're listening to this while doing 6 tasks,
you might be avoiding something.
And if you just laugh nervously,
that thing heard you.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard you too.
We heard you.
Because that's what we like to do too. Like, multitasking was, I think, debunked like many years ago. Like you're doing a million things and doing nothing well.
Nope.
But we all got wired to be like, oh, it's more comfortable. I'm doing a lot of things. And once again, I'm not feeling, I'm not thinking. I'm just checking the box.
Just checking boxes. So avoidance. Just to kind of give you a definition for what that is, it's a psychological strategy where you avoid maybe a stressful situation, thoughts, feelings, maybe even a memory, for some short-term relief of the discomfort that it causes when you bring it up in your head. But this backfires. The short run, it might reduce the anxiety, but in the long run, that anxiety, it builds. And it backfires because those feelings have nowhere to go. I have a lot of clients where they judge their own feelings, like something is wrong with them because they have them. They would rather not feel those negative feelings. Mm-hmm. Positive, fine, but they don't want the discomfort of the negative. And I try to remind them that good mental health means that you experience the full range of emotion, of human emotion. That's good, bad, neutral. And it's appropriate to the situation. So if you're not able to cry when someone that you love maybe passes or dies, I'd be more concerned about you than if you are someone who is very tearful, right? And processing the loss of something. Because it means you can access your feelings.
100%. I feel like going into that, like I feel anyone listening out there that comes into my office, I say this all the time. We are so comfortable being sad or angry, happy. We know how to do that. Like that's real easy to express. But those feelings are usually the secondary feelings. There's usually a primary feeling driving that. And that's usually like hurt, ashamed, embarrassment, rejection, abandonment, disappointment. Those feelings are usually typically, and there's other ones out there that are more uncomfortable to feel. But when you're sad, angry, lonely, that's a big one right now. Big one. And when you're sad or angry, like checking in and being like, okay, like this is my secondary feeling. What's driving this? What's the primary feeling I'm having here? Am I feeling abandoned? Am I feeling disappointed? Like, I had a patient yesterday that was talking about an incident where she had been left out of something. And realized that she was in a place where a bunch of her friends came in without her, and she saw them. And it was like she could have immediately went to anger, but she kind of checked in with herself and realized like, wow, that's really hurtful. I'm disappointed that I wasn't invited. And kind of was able to walk away without having that angry response. She could have responded very angrily. So that's something that's easy. It's very
it's a defense mechanism.
I know how to do it. I'm gonna make these people feel like crap. They made me feel like crap. Watch what I do.
Them. Yes.
But stop in that moment and be like, what am I actually feeling right now? My feelings are hurt. I'm hurt. Like I wasn't invited. Yeah. Like I feel like I purposely wasn't invited to that. And I'm back to 6th grade, 7th grade, where I wasn't invited to the cool slumber party. And it just triggers all those feelings up. But checking in and recognizing those feelings is important. So whenever you're angry or sad, check in and be like, what is actually going on? And it's usually one of the harder feelings. And just acknowledging it, labeling it, and being like, okay, I have a right to feel this way.
Yeah, I mean, it does take the ability to be vulnerable. And I don't know about you, but vulnerability is something I talk a lot about in therapy. And it is easier to express anger to somebody. It's a little less risky. It does push people away, though. That's
scary.
The problem,
you
right?
Scary.
Because you're scary. And then you don't have to deal with, like, maybe the risk of vulnerability of saying, hey, your client in that case, gosh, ouch, that really hurts. Like, I guess I wasn't invited.
Yeah.
That hurts. And you're being vulnerable because you're saying, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And you matter to me, and my feelings are hurt. You have to be willing to be emotionally vulnerable. And a lot of clients that I deal with, because I have a lot of trauma, people who've experienced trauma in their life, vulnerability doesn't feel safe at all to them. So there's a lot of like detachment from their feelings because they feel emotionally unsafe when they do attach to their feelings. And it's even harder than to express it to someone else because you do need that emotional safety. So we work in therapy so much with like trying to build that trust so that so that people can connect to those really vulnerable feelings,
Right.
identify them, express
In
them
a safe space.
in a safe space, and then they can like move on from it.
Right. They don't get stuck where they're still in an angry mode. A way I kind of like to reframe that, and I'm big into reframing things, to be vulnerable, because it's really hard to be vulnerable.
So hard.
But I feel like if you confront it head on, you cut their legs off. They can't come back at you in any way or come back at you snarky, or you're not validating why you weren't invited or why you were left out.
Yes.
If you're just like, wow, that was really hurtful that I wasn't included. That really hurt my feelings. What if you're the other person? What are you going to say to that? Like, oh yeah, we don't like you. You're not going to say that. You're going to be like, wow, I'm really sorry.
Sorry.
Because
I agree.
Yeah, that's hurtful. So I feel like if you are thinking in your head, like, I'm going to come out angry, take a step back and be like, okay, what happens if I'm vulnerable? It's like when you take accountability for something. If you tell somebody, yeah, I did it, what are they going to do? Like, come back at you? Yeah, you did it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm saying I did.
I'm saying I did. I agree. Just said that.
I'm agreeing with you. We're getting along on this. But like, the same as with being vulnerable, sometimes if you're hurt and you just come out the person like, wow, that was really hurtful for me. And if they don't validate you, or they come back, they could come back defensive and edgy. Yeah. But you've said your piece and like, yeah, I have nothing else to say. I was hurt.
Exactly. If you don't, like, I mean, we see that what happens when you're not expressing feelings. One, we see a lot of anger. We see outbursts. Resentment.
Resentment's huge. Because when we're coming down, I'm always like, if you don't do this, or if you do agree to this, or if you don't say this, because a lot of people, I'm like, why don't we have a conversation? No, they will not be open to it. They'll still shut me down. Yes. That's a big one, because you don't want to have that conversation. It's avoidance, once again. It is. But if you can walk away and not be resentful, good. We don't need to do it. But if you're going to walk away and you're going to have resentment towards that person, and later on it comes out, that's the negative to it. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. But if you're not, taking that step to be vulnerable, because it like I said, kind of cuts them off a little bit.
And I think you're right. And it's something that we do all the time. I was just having a conversation also with a client about why emotional suppression isn't healthy in a relationship, right? Because the point that he was making was, it's really hard in therapy. I actually often walk out feeling worse than I came in here. And I validated it. I was like, I know. It is not easy to be vulnerable in here. Because again, it takes a risk. You're being vulnerable to someone else in front of me also. But if you don't address it in a way that's proactive, like with a mediator present, let's say, it builds up and it spills out in like passive aggression.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like your spouse left some dishes in the sink and you go, oh, I mean, I guess I'll get them.
Yeah, I do everything around here.
I do everything. You're like clanking them. I've never done that personally, of course, because I'm just perfect.
I'm gonna own it. I'm
a total. I sigh heavily. I might be like, oh, I'll get this. Don't worry about it, guys.
No worries over here.
No worries.
I got nothing going today.
And I'll admit I can be passive aggressive at times, but it isn't in the long run helpful to a relationship to be passive aggressive
at all.
Say what you feel. Right? Be open about it. Otherwise it builds up. And even the way you read a situation changes. So let's say your client never addresses it with her friends, never says, hey, that really kind of hurt my feelings. I felt very left out. The next time that something's scheduled, she's going to be all tense around it because she's having these feelings.
Now it's awkward.
Now it's even...
If you get invited, then you're like, oh, well, they saw me at this other place. Now I'm getting invited.
They only invited me because of that.
They're talking behind my back about it. Like, everyone, when I left, I'm sure everyone was like, I can't believe we saw her.
Yes,
right?
And then you might not go with the open heart and the fun that you would have had you offered them the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't realize you weren't on the list, and it was like a total omission by error. Like it was it was not maliciously done, And then you get that clarity and you can go, okay, at least that makes me feel a bit better. Then maybe you walk into the next setting with them, the next social event, you feel better.
Right.
So it's like, clear the air. Clear it for yourself, for them. It's a beautiful thing.
And it's that being comfortable, being uncomfortable. This is going to be uncomfortable when you call it out for a minute. It'll be uncomfortable, but it will distinguish or extinguish being uncomfortable in the future, where there's other social gatherings and things. And if the person did do it maliciously, like, they're going to think twice about doing it, because you're like, oh man, that girl called me out, or that man's going to call me out. Like, they're going to ask about it. And most of the times you're doing something like that, that's a passive aggressive behavior, you're not going to want to be called out. So, I mean, those are kind of the dynamics that play out.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think the lies that we sometimes tell ourselves is that we can outrun our feelings. We can schedule ourselves.
It didn't hurt. Doesn't bother me.
It didn't really hurt.
Didn't bother me.
No, I'm actually fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
As you seethe and can't sleep at night, or
right.
you're on a treadmill, like running, like
your heart is pounding in
you're
your
sweating.
chest. You're like sweating. You're like looking at everybody like, I just feel so hurt. But your body is registering it.
Your body keeps the score.
Outrun it.
Yeah, like it does. Like it will.
It's there.
It'll show. It comes out somewhere.
It does. So like keeping busy, it's not working, friends. And it doesn't work. It's coming out in your life. And I think if you took some time, you'd probably see, and you might be getting some feedback about where it might be spilling out.
100%. Like when you're being really busy, like what I'm going to try to do is stop myself and be like, okay, I'm being really busy right now. Why? What am I hiding? What am I hiding from? What am I avoiding? What is coming up right now for me that I'm like, oh, I'm going to be super busy. It might be that you're being passive aggressive and like, oh, well, I'm going to make it be, I'm so busy and I'm going to make someone feel really bad if they're not as busy as me. That's on you. And calling yourself out and be like, oh, I'm trying to have self-importance here. Yeah. Oh, by my feelings, I'm feeling kind of sad because, or I'm feeling kind of ashamed of X, Y, and Z, or disappointed in this. Really busy, just run away from those feelings.
Yeah. Pretty much throughout all of literature in mental health and in the psychological world, it says that there is just no value in avoiding feelings because your body does keep the score. It will come out. It is worth it to sit down, start paying attention to yourself. We said that in the last podcast, but like journal.
Right.
Maybe you don't know what you're feeling.
Right.
So maybe, and I already know that I'm having clients rolling their eyes. They do that all the time when I'm like, how about journaling? And they're like, oh, I hate journaling. I hate journaling. I
hate journaling. I'm not a writer. But I feel like always try it. I've tried it like several times in my life. I'm definitely more verbal though. And I think you got to decide, are you a verbal, are you a writer, are you art, or are you music?
I agree.
Those are all ways.
Of those are good things.
Are ways.
You're a little bit more creative that way.
Like, I mean, like, write, but I suck at writing. I'm not good at it. I'm not a writer.
That's not where you like
it. Like, I mean, we're gonna...
Yep.
If you're having something written, a script or something, probably not me. If you're gonna be like, hey, can you edit this? I'd be like, I can, but it's gonna be real rough. Yeah. So I mean, I feel like, like you have to decide.
That might not be your jam.
Yeah.
Journaling.
Or verbal.
Yeah. Do you have a friend that you can talk to?
Right.
So maybe you need to speedball with somebody present.
I literally will explode. Like I'll be like, I gotta say this right away. I gotta say this right away. And, or, because I know like that'll, but then again, the busyness too of racing to yoga to, I'm hiding from something. But like verbal, but like I think you can kind of journal too. A lot of people I offer that to are like, no, I don't want to try it. Just try it a few times. Yeah. Maybe you will find. It might just be words.
Yeah.
You just do words or a collage or like I do like a little more of the creative stuff. Like I do like crafts, but like collaging or painting. Like painting's a really good one because I mean you can really get some feelings out there. A lot of people write music. A lot of people write poems. There's so many different ways. But I do feel like if it's something with someone else, like having that conversation. And
I couldn't agree more.
Another thing we always talk about in therapy too is it's way bigger in your head than it is when you actually put it out there. When you actually have the conversation, it will not be as bad as it is in your head. Always. Saying no will not be bad. As we're in this podcast, my phone's blowing up with a request for me to do something. I'm going to be denying it. Yes. It's going to make me too busy.
Yes. Yeah. Because we're committing this year to like slowing down a bit.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And adding just more and more and more on. That's been a coping strategy in the past. Like I'm going to put so much on my plate that I don't have to feel or do anything. I can just take care of what's on this plate, which is real comfortable.
Yes. There's a lot of different interventions. You named a couple. You can meditate and deep breathe.
But that's another one that I super was against. And then I feel like people feel like if they meditate, they have to shut their brain off. That's not what happens at all. Like you start with 2 minutes and you observe a thought, you let it go and you breathe through it because breathing is something that will be kind of a distract for you. And then you may add more minutes on. Maybe you don't. There's days where you're going to be trying to meditate and you're going to have shooting thoughts. Other days you're going to go into this zone.
Yes. We're not looking for perfection.
No.
This is just for progress. Yoga is a great way to connect your body and breathing.
Yeah, and you can do like,
and
you can do
grounding.
restorative, and or you can do like power, where you're constantly moving, you're moving fast, you're moving hard.
Yes, you could do that.
So that will get you out of your head and into your body.
It does. Because what we're saying is we got to get you present in your body. Grounding is really important if you are a chronic avoider. Like, take that walk around your neighborhood. Look at what's around you. Mindfully observe using your senses what you hear, feel, see, smell, touch.
Use that one all the time. 5 things each way.
Every time. You've got to be able to limit the things that you're using to numb. So we're talking about busyness as a way to numb, but people use alcohol. They use all sorts of substances to numb.
Drugs.
Relationships, sex.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
100%.
different things we use to numb.
Distract. I mean, and I also use distract as an intervention, but there's a healthy distract and there's an avoidance distract.
Yes.
And if you just check in with yourself and be like, okay, right then I was starting to panic, so I distracted myself by going outside barefoot or standing outside in the cold or grabbing an ice cube. That's a healthy distract. Distract avoidance is when you don't come back to it. Yeah. You calm and you just keep going, and you're like, nope, not going to address what caused that.
Right. Yes, that's the maybe just keep yourself going, and I'm never going to pause, and I'm not going to sit and ground, and I'm not going to maybe journal or do some sort of like coloring or painting. That's just a chronic state of avoidance. That's not quite the same. But say more no. So it's time to really ask yourself, like, what do you want in your schedule, right?
What gives you purpose? What serves you?
Yep.
What brings you joy?
Yeah, there we are.
Yeah,
there we are again. And hobbies for joy. So also to remember, as we're kind of coming to the end here, that this chat isn't a substitute for therapy, and neither is ChatGPT. If I had to put that out there.
Yeah.
So go to therapy. It's hard to uncover some of these things that you might be avoiding by yourself, so that it does help to have someone.
If you have an unbiased party like that points something out, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that's true.
That makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like creating a safe space where you can be vulnerable, and
totally. That's
your first practice. Therapy is a lot of practice. Like, you're practicing doing stuff in here that you're going to take to your outside.
Yep.
Your outside. So with that, I guess my takeaway from today are ways I stay busy to avoid numb. It's something I do frequently. Distract is a solid short-term intervention. When you can't express yourself maybe in that moment, or you're in a panic moment, but you also need to return to the feeling that you're having and address it. And stopping yourself and being like, okay, wait, while I'm really being reactive right now, what's causing that reaction? Just doing that is step 1. And next time you're using busy to avoid, stopping there and just being like, wait a minute. When you say this in your head, God, I'm so busy today.
Yep.
Okay, let me step back. What could I possibly be avoiding? Maybe you're just busy because your kids have a lot of stuff on their schedule. Maybe you've overbooked yourself, but why? Think about it. Yep. Just take the step. And like, I think awareness is always the first step of anything.
Yep.
And naming the feeling. That's the other thing too. Sometimes I don't name my feelings. So I'll just be like, yeah, I'm having this feeling. Well, what feeling is it?
Yeah.
What is it? Disappointment, hurt, shame, embarrassment?
Yeah.
Left out, abandonment?
I want to say thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Fit Mind Chats. We will see you next Monday for another session.
Oh gosh, sorry guys, I just missed my cue. If you'd like to seek out therapy services, go to our website, fitmindcleveland.com, and contact us. Please join us on Facebook at FitMind Cleveland and message us if there's any topics you want to discuss. You can also reply to the Substack chat box. Give us some ideas, give us some feedback. If you like it, if you love it, if you hate it, we're open to all those suggestions. And if you could just pass this along to any of your friends, family, people you don't like, people you do like, we would appreciate it, because we want to bring mental health access to the masses. Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.